Imagine spending hundreds of thousands of dollars pushing your body to total physical collapse for 6 straight days and staring at your goal just a quarter mile away, only to watch it completely slip through your fingers. In one of his most grueling videos, I Survived a Desert Island, MrBeast and his crew did the unthinkable. They failed the challenge. But on modern YouTube, a high-stakes failure isn't a loss. It is a masterclass in psychological hook points and viewer retention. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on the hidden mechanics, editing, pacing, and genius production secrets behind this viral survival masterpiece. If you look past the entertainment, you will discover a calculated blueprint designed to capture and hold the human brain. Here's how a video about a miserable island defeat was engineered to pull in hundreds of millions of views. The first secret to this format lies in the extreme optimization of the opening 60 seconds. Driven by a technique known as the visual promise. On modern platforms, if a viewer clicks away in the first half minute, the algorithm quickly buries the video. Jimmy Donaldson bypasses this by setting the ultimate stakes instantly. Build a functional sailboat from ocean trash or remain stranded. But right alongside this explanation, the editors flash a flawless, three-dimensional digital animation of the completed raft. This is not just a cool graphic, it is a psychological seed planted in the audience's mind. By visualizing an impossible, idealized final product before a single log is tied together, the production team establishes a powerful curiosity gap. The viewer is no longer just watching a group of guys collect bamboo. They are actively comparing the real-life messy construction to that perfect digital render, forcing themselves to stay tuned just to see if the real build will match the promise. Once the viewer is hooked, the challenge shifts to keeping them engaged through days of repetitive, inherently boring labor. If MrBeast showed you the actual agonizing pace of building a raft, audience retention would plummet within minutes. To solve this, the editing team utilizes a narrative pacing loop called micro-narratives. Instead of treating the video as one long, continuous timeline, the video is chopped into rapid-fire, self-contained mini-stories that last only 90 seconds to 2 minutes each. First, it is the fight to build a basic shelter before a rainstorm. Next, it is Nolan's sudden, dramatic medical emergency after waking up to a venomous spider in his bed. Then, it is the race to find a critical fourth blue barrel along miles of jagged coastline. Each micro-narrative introduces an immediate problem, escalates the stakes, solves it, and immediately transitions to the next crisis. This creates a relentless dopamine loop, resetting the viewer's attention span every time they might otherwise grow bored. While these micro-narratives keep the pacing fast, the video's unexpected emotional depth relies on a deliberate shift in the platform's landscape, known as the nostalgia meta. Over the past few years, audiences have begun developing severe hype fatigue toward hyper-polished, overproduced videos featuring 100 random contestants playing for $1 million. Realizing this, MrBeast's team strategically integrated raw, unscripted camaraderie into the island video. During a direct-to-camera monologue on the third evening, Jimmy openly admits how much he missed simply being dropped in the wilderness with his 4 best friends, reminiscent of his earliest viral content. This calculated moment of vulnerability humanizes a massive corporate media brand. By breaking character to express genuine sentimentality, the video transforms from a flashy stunt into an emotional journey, making the audience feel less like passive observers and more like a part of an authentic friend group. Of course, maintaining this illusion of absolute isolation requires massive, unseen logistical wizardry operating just outside the camera frame. The video emphasizes that the crew is completely alone, suffering from severe dehydration, heat stroke, and the constant threat of dangerous wildlife like the deadly fer-de-lance snake. While the physical exhaustion and the 60 bug bites covering Nolan's arms are entirely real, the environment is heavily managed behind the scenes. Just off-camera is a massive, multi-million-dollar support network consisting of professional wilderness survival experts, certified medical teams, a fleet of safety boats tracking the raft's ocean path, and a helicopter on standby for immediate evacuation. The creative genius here lies in the production team's ability to keep this infrastructure entirely invisible, allowing the viewer to experience the thrill of genuine life-or-death survival, while the company ensures their massive assets remain completely protected. This high-level production strategy extends directly into how the video monetizes its immense scale without alienating the audience. Right before the video's absolute peak tension pivot point, the exact moment the team pushes their makeshift raft into the violent ocean waves, the entire narrative halts for a native sponsorship read. This placement is entirely intentional, because the audience is dying to know whether the boat will instantly sink or successfully float. Their psychological investment is at an all-time high, making them highly unlikely to click away from the video. By involving the cast members in a humorous, practical demonstration of the app that seamlessly fits into their chaotic island environment, the advertisement feels like an extension of the entertainment rather than an annoying interruption. This brilliant pacing brings us to the video's jaw-dropping finale, where the entire narrative takes a radical turn through a subversive failure ending that sets up the perfect sequel hook. For over a decade, YouTube creators have conditioned audiences to expect a triumphant, happy ending, where the main characters beat the odds. But after 12 hours of brutal rowing on the open ocean, the tide violently shifts in the final 5% of the journey, pulling the raft helplessly out into the Pacific, forcing them to fire a flare and admit complete defeat. Scripting a fake victory would have been easy, but showing a raw, heartbreaking loss is a psychological masterstroke that completely validates the challenge's authenticity. As Jimmy boards the rescue helicopter, exhausted and genuinely upset, he looks directly into the lens and delivers a solemn vow, promising that he will never allow himself to fail the audience in the next challenge. In a single sentence, the bitter taste of defeat is transformed into a massive narrative cliffhanger, turning a brutal survival failure into a historic viral triumph.